Hello and welcome. My name is Christina from Empowered Creator. I am a mindset and conscious manifesting teacher and coach, and this is my YouTube channel. Here I talk about all things law of assumption, mindset, conscious manifesting, the quantum universe, and a lot more. And my goal is to simplify everything without the fluff. So if you guys like this content and you would like to see more of it, I would love it if you would subscribe to this channel, comment on this video, like it, share it, and stick around. Also, if you need help with your specific situation, I offer one-on-one coaching, email coaching, as well as custom subliminals for whatever needs you may have. I also have some self-study courses about manifesting your specific person. So if you're interested in any of these services, the links are below in the description box. Click on them and they're going to take you to my website. With all that being said, let's dive into today's video. In today's video, I wanted to discuss an idea that might be somewhat controversial in the manifesting community, and I was inspired by one of the comments that someone left in one of my videos to do this video and to talk about this, and that is how accepting your circumstances can often be the first step to these exact circumstances changing. And I know that you may hear a lot of conflicting advice in the manifesting community, whether accepting your circumstances or not accepting your circumstances is the right way, which is the right way, what is the right thing to do, and so on. So I'm hoping to clarify things today. So this is what I'll be discussing in today's video. Stay tuned. So I know a lot of the advice you get in the manifesting community, which let me say here is not necessarily wrong advice, is along the lines of not accepting your circumstances. You will have heard me say a lot of the time, stay indifferent to your circumstances. Stay indifferent to what you see in the 3D because you know that you're creating a new reality within and that you can actually change those circumstances, whatever this might be. Now, where a lot of people get confused though is that they don't realize that the concept of staying indifferent to circumstances does not mean denying them, does not mean fooling yourself that your circumstances right now, right in this minute, are not what they are. Staying indifferent to circumstances doesn't mean that you're going to be lying to yourself about the circumstances not being here right now in the first place. So the idea and the concept I wanted to discuss today in this video was actually accepting your circumstances as they are right now. I know there is a lot of advice out there in the manifesting community that tells you, close your eyes to your circumstances, don't accept them, revise them. And you know what? If you're able to do that without resistance, or if that helps you with your resistance, if that helps reduce your resistance to the circumstances, then by all means do that. But the reality is that for the majority of people, it is very, very difficult to deny what they're seeing in front of their eyes right now. And this is why practices like revision, practices like denying what you see in the 3D, actually build up a lot of resistance within most people. So for those of you who struggle with that, do not despair. Why? Because there's another way. The other way is that you can accept your circumstances as they are, in the sense that you can tell yourself, yes, this is what it is right now. This is what I'm dealing with. This is what I'm faced with. Yes, I don't like it. Yes, I don't prefer it. Yes, I want it to be different. Yes, I want to change it. But it is okay, and I'm going to be at peace with what I see in front of me right now, right this minute. What that does is that it automatically removes most of your resistance, if not all of your resistance, to the circumstances, however unwanted they might be. And it allows your energy to flow more freely. It allows your energy to flow unblocked in the direction of actually having your desire and changing those unwanted circumstances. So don't be surprised, you guys, that accepting whatever it is right now in the 3D very, very often actually ends up being the first step to that thing that you don't like actually changing. So it's absolutely okay if you have resistance to revising your story or telling yourself a different story or whatever other technique you might have been doing, to instead accept the circumstances, accept the situation as it is right now in the 3D, try to be at peace with it, try to lose your triggers around it, and from then on, you are going to see that your manifesting is going to flow much easier and much more effortlessly because the resistance will be gone. The triggers will be gone. You will find that it will be much easier for you to imagine a different reality even with accepting how the situation is right now. Usually, the problem most people struggle with is that they feel resistance towards their circumstances, but they're also not daring tell themselves that, yes, this is what the circumstances are, for fear that this might hurt their manifestation, or it might ruin it, or it might delay it, and so on. And so a lot of people get stuck into this vicious cycle of denying their circumstances to themselves, which they're not really denying because deep down they know what they are, but they're trying to lie to themselves about the circumstances. They're trying to put techniques over them, to write over them, and none of that works. A lot of the time it backfires because it builds more resistance. Remember that when you're consciously manifesting, your ultimate goal is to change your state. Your ultimate goal is your inner shift. Because once that happens, the 3D reality is going to automatically change to reflect that inner shift within you. So anything that builds more resistance, anything that brings more resistance into the equation, is actually the enemy of that inner shift. In other words, what you want to be doing is giving yourself as little resistance as possible around your desire. And if that means accepting your circumstances, accepting even the unwanted situation as it is right now, and losing the resistance around it, and losing the triggers around it, is an excellent way to open up your energy to manifesting that inner shift. If you're not so stuck and so triggered anymore by what you see in your 3D, it will be much easier for you to imagine better for yourself and to imagine in the direction of your desire instead of the direction of your resistance and the direction of all the unwanted circumstances. So if you find yourself resisting your circumstances, which is what a lot of people struggle with, the answer is not to build even more resistance around them by lying to yourself, fooling yourself, and so on, but the actual answer is to remove as much of that resistance as possible from the desire. And I can tell you from personal experience and also from the many people I coach, and also I've seen it in many people in the manifesting community, when they finally have that light bulb moment, that acceptance of what is an excellent way of instigating change. In many cases, and very often, acceptance is the first step to the change starting. So don't be afraid of accepting what is. Don't think that it's going to ruin your manifestation, hurt your manifestation, delay your manifestation, or anything. In most cases, it's actually going to bring it faster to you because you're losing the resistance around it. Be honest with yourself. You're not fooling your subconscious anyway. Be honest about your feelings. Be honest about your thoughts. And once you do that, once you accept what is, you will see that the change has already started. Your inner shift has already started because your energy automatically changes by being at peace with what is. And that is what brings about your inner shift, you guys. And as we know, as I often say in my videos, that inner shift is actually what is going to manifest the shift in your 3D circumstances and in your outer situation as well. So don't be afraid to accept. Know that acceptance is the first step to change. And go for it and manifest with as little resistance as possible. With all that being said, I'm going to wrap up this video here. I intend that this has helped. As always, I very much appreciate you guys being on this channel, watching this content. I love making this content for you. And as always, I look forward to seeing you all at the next video. Until then, take care and bye-bye.